nervous on the surface, I look fine. My brain feels heavy, my traumatized mind. And I'm so tired, I can't feel my eyes. Whoa, whoa. I'm petty, but I know how to lie. I feel feelings that I can't describe. I'm not breathing, but I'm still alive. Whoa, whoa.
Shout out to Neoliberal Tears for this.
Shout out to Twitter/X user Neoliberal Tears for resurfacing this clip.
Neoliberal Tears commented at the top of the show, "What happened to my music?" One of my favorite commenters.
Yeah, big fan.
So much affection for me.
Keep it in mind. Prepare for a holiday season of Neoliberal Tears.
Hello, hi, welcome, good evening. Thank you for being here. I'm Neoliberal Tears, and this is Nightcap with the one and only friend of the show, host of the show, Neoliberal Tears, and also my cat who's here. He might make an appearance because he's curious about what I'm doing. Hello, the right and left trousers, good to see you. Welcome. How are you feeling? Are you feeling a lot of hope in the air? Are you feeling the excitement that some liberals and some Democrats are feeling right now? Because, as we know, Dr. Abdul al-Said won his Senate election. And I think there's a lot of enthusiasm in the air that for those of us who are a little bit older, is very reminiscent of other times in history, herstory, whichever you prefer. There's enthusiasm, there's excitement. I think a lot of people are very happy that Dr. al-Said won over Haley Stevens, who was backed by AIPAC. It feels like a victory for the movement, for the progressive movement. And I wanted to play a little bit of Meet the Press, which also couldn't help but feel all of that enthusiasm and excitement. I think Kristen Welker is a secret progressive. I could be wrong. But yeah, it wasn't just Dr. al-Said, it was also Donovan McKinney, who was able to oust an incumbent Congress member who was backed by AIPAC. William Lawrence in Michigan, we're going to hear from him in just a little bit. I don't like him as much. You're going to find out why. Spoiler alert. But let's not let me dampen the mood already. Let's keep the enthusiasm going for just a little bit and see how NBC News, Meet the Press, reacted to Dr. Abdul al-Said's win last night.
Welcome to Meet the Press Now. I'm Kristen Welker in Washington, where it is now full steam ahead for both parties to the midterms after a dramatic night of results in the year's biggest remaining primary night. The results making it clear the insurgent progressive movement on the left is gaining strength inside the Democratic Party. In the highest profile race of the night, the Democratic Senate primary in must-win Michigan, progressive Abdul al-Said narrowly defeated establishment-backed Congresswoman Haley Stevens.
Look at that. She had the music queued up and ready to go. She wants this to be a celebration. You know, she's ready to... Is she a member of DSA? I don't know. That would be kind of fun. I don't know. I'm not against it. I'm just saying. It's kind of interesting.
Speaking in Detroit today, al-Said saying his victory represents the power of the movement.
We took on a machine. You're not supposed to be able to beat $70 million of outside spending. A record amount of money spent in a campaign against a Democrat in a primary in any campaign. The power of our many is greater than the power of their money.
Progressives also notching wins in Michigan's 7th congressional district, a key battleground in November, where the two moderate candidates split the vote, leading to victory for activist William Lawrence. And in the 13th district, where Donovan McKinney knocked off incumbent Congressman Sri Thandar. And in the Democratic governor's primary in Kansas, Cindy Holscher, the more progressive candidate, won over the establishment-backed candidate there. It was not a clean sweep, though, for progressives. Of the 4 candidates endorsed by Senator Bernie Sanders, 3 won, with former Congresswoman and squad member Cori Bush losing her rematch against Congressman Wesley Bell. Now the question is whether these progressive candidates can unite their party and win battleground voters in November. Today, Al Sayed saying both wings of the party have a common goal.
As bitter and as divisive and as cynical as the campaign against us might have been, I want us to realize that there is so much more that unites us now. Because the campaign that Mike Rogers and Donald Trump and their GOP MAGA allies are launching is already more bitter. The things that unite us are so much bigger than the things that divide us. We're going to build a movement that reaches out to everybody. I know not everybody's going to agree with me on everything. That's not how this works. But I do know that they agree with me on the need to beat Mike Rogers and the need to hold Donald Trump accountable.
In her concession statement, Congresswoman Stevens offered her support to Al Sayed in the general election. And Senator Schumer and Gillibrand said the party's campaign arm will work with him to defeat the Republican candidate, Mike Rogers. Meanwhile, Republicans are eager to define Al Sayed before he can define himself, using last night's progressive victories to paint him and his party as radicals.
Okay, so this is going to be a really trigger warning. It's going to be quite a few racist remarks from this piece of shit Republican. So to prepare you for that. Actually, I don't even think we need to play it. But just to recap even a little bit more, then Kristen, I'm sorry, you did an amazing job. You did an amazing job, better than me. I'm just adding on. I'm piggybacking. So Chuck Schumer, Kristen Gillibrand, the leaders of the Senate, have also endorsed Dr. Abdul Saeed already. They want to take back the Senate. That's the Democratic priority. I grabbed this screenshot from NBC News, thank you guys, to show you how important Michigan is for Democrats to win in November, and also to maybe predict or give you a little bit of a heads up about which states we're going to see independent or DNC aligned media starting to really emphasize, because they really need those states to win. So we're gonna look at this. But even so, it's not just Chuck Schumer who endorsed El Sayed, Kirsten Gillibrand. It's also Jim Clyburn, friend of the show, who just 3 days ago pretended like Abdul El Sayed was enemy numero uno. He's come along. The message went out, I think, from all the Democratic sides that Michigan is a must-win state. Dr. Abdul Saeed is the nominee, so even establishment, even though I know the word establishment is just branding, but go with me here. The Deep Triple C, the Democratic senatorial arm, all of them came out in endorsement of Abdul Saeed because Michigan is a must-win state for Democrats. So let me show you this map. Georgia, leaning blue. New Hampshire, it's an open Senate, and Michigan is open. So those are the states the Democrats must win. Must win if they want to retake control of the Senate this cycle. They also need to flip at least one of these red ones. So either Ohio, either Iowa, North Carolina, Texas, not going to happen. Alaska, also not going to happen. Or Maine. Maybe that one is going to happen now that they don't have a serial killer on the ballot. But do you remember why independent media went all in on Graham Plattner? That's why. They wanted to flip Maine Senate seat from red to blue. So, one of these. I guess Democrats have a few states to play with. You know, we'll see. In Ohio, I believe Sherrod Brown is running for one of the Senate seats. He lost the seat in 24. He's trying to gain it back, but at least one of these red ones. The right and left trousers here says, "Oh, my main man." That I love it. First of all, I love a double entendre. So my Ryan Grimm's main man, number one man, the one and only Platner. Yeah, it's funny how it's really, and I think you said this, right and left trousers, but it's really funny how quickly they all moved on from hardcore stands of Graham Platner into like, who is that? It really shows you like there's no loyalty in politics. It's just, it's all about, are you are you part of my must-win state? And if so, I'm gonna go all in on you. So we're gonna see a lot of I should not say that. Non-independent pundits are gonna go all in on Texas. You're gonna hear a lot more about James Tallarico. And North Carolina, whoever's running there, I don't even know. We're gonna find out. We're gonna hear about it. And Troy Jackson in Maine, Sherrod in Ohio, even Iowa. I'm sure they're gonna go into that because their job is to help elect Democrats, and more specifically, get Democrats to retake a Senate majority. So I'm giving you a spoiler alert. Now you know what to look out for. Now you know where Ryan Grimm's brain is right now. He's workshopping how to sell these candidates, how to bring them up. And also from last night's results, a little bit sadder is that Shama Sawant, an independent running in Washington's 9th district, did not make it to the top 2. She made it to the top 3. Yeah, kind of sad. I'm sure she has a bright future in politics. I'd love to see her run for more seats. Personally, I wish she ran against Pramila Jayapal because I think that contrast is more interesting. Pramila Jayapal is one of my many enemies, or nemesis, shall I say. So I would love to see that race. I think there was reluctance on Broken Point's part, at least, when they interviewed her. There was a reluctance to really frame the race between Shama and Adam Smith as a battle of one-on-one. They didn't really want to go there. So I think that didn't help. But I think she should run again. I'd love to see it. Maybe get them through, maybe go to the Senate, you know? Bypass the House. I don't know. I'd love to know what you think. So let's go back to Meet the Press. Oh God, this is gonna be so racist. Oh my God. So just prepare yourselves. I should play it. You know why? I want to build your tolerance up for evil political, because we're going to get a lot more of this from the Republican side against Dr. Abdul al-Sayed. And, you know, I have my personal, literally personal, it's a very personal issue to me, criticisms of Dr. Abdul al-Sayed in terms of the one-state solution. I'd love for him to meet me there. So I'm not, but I'm also clear-eyed about the fact that the Republican nominee against him is psychotic. So let me show you what I mean. Oh God. Oh God, I don't like this.
I've never seen someone so radical, so extreme, get nominated by a political party. And the DSA candidates in the state in 2 different congressional races look like they're pulling it off as well. The Democrat Party is lost to this hardcore socialist attitude.
The communists are the new base. I think they should have a new party, the Communists of America, and it will do well. It'll get about 10% of the vote.
It is gearing.
Did he say they would get 10% of the vote? That would be a super successful third party. I mean, that's more than the Green Party ever got. Okay. Also, Abdul Said for all of the positions that he has in terms of Medicare for all and abolishing ICE. He's not affiliated with the Democratic Socialists of America. They're just throwing it out there because they want to connect anyone who's of the Muslim faith with radical Marxism, socialism, communism. It's like I think I even saw the term on Twitter, which is a cesspool. Oh God, it's gonna get even worse with all the new bots, all the money they're gonna throw into both of these. Oh my God, we're gonna see so many bots. But I even saw the term Islamo-Marxism. Like, it's craziness out there. It's not safe. It's not safe. Hide your cats, hide your dogs. If only. I know. Like, Republicans are working so hard to like try to turn out the vote for lefties. I mean, okay. Just a little more. Oh God.
Up to be a personal and nasty general election with
personal and nasty. Oh my God. I usually love getting personal and nasty, especially when it comes to Ryan Grimm, who does take things very personally and very nasty. Isn't that right, Ryan?
It's just false,
But
false,
no,
false,
it's not
false.
It's not false. It's right. Just FYI. Personal and nasty.
the Republican Senate campaign arm already up with their first ad against Al Sayed. Take a look.
Abdul Rahman Mohammed El Sayed, the most radical Senate candidate in America. Dangerous. Abdul El Sayed, too radical, too dangerous, wrong for Michigan.
Well, today, Al Sayed reacting, and he fired back.
Mike, listen, man, if you can't say the name, it's Abdurrahman, keep the name out your damn mouth. My name is not raising your gas prices. My name is not taking us to war. My name is not the reason you can't afford your groceries. You know what it is? Their BS policies. Mike Rogers is a guy whose politics and vision and perspective are old. Mike Rogers is a guy who has never shied away from a corporation he could do a favor for. Mike Rogers is a guy who, believe it or not, went back to Florida so he could lick every single boot Donald Trump owns to beg for his endorsement. I'm so sorry. If you want a senator who's going to lick some boots, fine, go vote for Mike Rogers. But if you want a senator who's going to stand up to Donald Trump, then you've got your option right here.
So you're getting a little preview of how it's going to go until November. What the general framing of the race is going to be like. Oh no, his name is Abdul El Sayed. From the other side, and then the other side is, my name is not. This reminds me a lot of when Obama was elected, how Republicans overemphasized his name and his middle name over and over and over again, trying to sort of rile up Islamophobia or Islamophobic tropes, and to say, oh, did you know his middle name was Hussein, blah, 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 blah. Meanwhile, they could have actually, if they were smart, which they're not, Republicans are not smart, but if they actually wanted to tap into voter discontent, they could have hit Obama in terms of the neoliberal policies, the drone strikes, killing American citizens without process or due process, without a trial. They could have tapped into actual shitty things, but instead they really focused on his middle name being Hussein because they wanted to be Islamophobic. They are Islamophobic. So I'm not excited. I hate Islamophobia. I hate when it's normalized in the discourse. I hate it. It makes my skin crawl. So, but I also think, and I think the impulse at the time with Obama, to defend him from all of these racist bad faith attacks was to defend everything Obama was doing, like passing a corporate insurance scam that was the Unaffordable Care Act, right? Because liberals were so negatively polarized from all the Republican bad faith attacks that they kind of, I think, dropped the ball on criticizing Obama on the things he should have been criticized by the left. They were too busy, I think, playing the defense, shall we say. I don't like sports. I'm trying to use the analogy correctly. If I didn't, let me know. But I am kind of concerned personally that leftists or progressives who follow politics very closely, who have maybe more of an ear than I do with Democratic Party officials, Democratic Party electeds, I'm worried that they are going to be hyper-focused on just criticizing the shitty Republican instead of also offering up for Dr. Abdul Said things that he should be doing to strengthen his campaign with the left. So I'm going to try to do that here in the best faith possible way that I can. Not going to be easy. You know, but you know, there's nuance to this. Nothing is black and white, and ultimately I do want him to be the best. I want to feel the same excitement that I see other people feeling. I want to believe, because I want to actually believe that he would stop all funding to Israel, like, or play a role in making that happen. I hope that Dr. El Sayed does that. I hope he pushes for Medicare for all. I hope he pushes to abolish ICE. I care about all of these things. I think my skepticism comes from seeing how that turned out in the past. But again, I'm not gonna be a Debbie Downer tonight. From the right and left trousers here. Love how Robbie Suave looks like he came along for Take Your Child to Work Day in that clip. Oh, was Robbie there? Which clip? The clip I just played? Was Robbie in the Abdul El Sayed campaign rally? Oh no, he was in the Fox News skippity, like, you know, that thing. Okay, let's see. Let's go back. Oh my god, we missed Robbie? Wow. We invisibilized Robbie? Hold up. Thank you for catching that, right? Left trousers. Thank you for that. It was the Fox News side, right? He always goes on Fox News. Oh, but okay, let's play it.
So radical, so extreme, get nominated by a political party, and the DSA candidates in the state in 2 different congressional.
Oh, you said it was in the false clip. Ryan, you're okay with me showing it again, aren't you?
This is false,
But
false,
no,
false,
it's not false.
Oh my god, I never even noticed the polka dots that Robbie was wearing. Thank you for drawing attention to that. I have so many thoughts about Robbie. I could be here all day. And I do go on for quite a long time. I know. I'm working on it. So I wanted to also remind us before I play a little bit more of Meet the Press, of how we got here. I think Dr. El Sayed, in part, won because of the backlash to the Democratic Party and the genocide in Gaza. I think someone like him ending off all funding for, you know, taxpayer-funded bombs and using that as a way to contrast himself with the other candidates, to say that he wants to invest that money in healthcare. I think that his election, in my opinion, could not have come about without the work of Palestinian American organizers on the ground in Michigan who created the Uncommitted movement, which saw more than 100,000 people in Michigan alone vote against Biden for re-election, voting uncommitted instead. It wasn't even the name of a candidate. It was unprecedented. We have not seen something like this happen. And I think Abdul Sayed, I think he I don't know if benefited is the right word. I don't really want to use it because I don't mean it in a cynical way, in a cynical sense. I'm trying to say that because of the uncommitted movement, a candidate like him and was able to motivate voters, like the uncommitted voters. And I think a lot of people want to see his election as a sort of middle finger to the Democratic Party establishment, to AIPAC, to the Zionist lobbies. And I hope and pray to God that I don't know if I believe in, but I really do pray that Dr. El-Sayed takes that very, very, very seriously, and the need to deliver to those people who are so disgusted with both parties, double haters, but pro-Palestine people like myself. I hope he takes them, he really takes them, delivering for them as like the #1 priority, because they deserve to have a fighter in the Senate. So despite all of the pressures that are going to come up against them. So just to remind us a little bit of how we got here, here is a clip from the 2024 election when they interviewed a Palestinian American organizer, Adam Abu Salah, who actually was Biden's field organizer in Michigan in the 2020 election, and then came out of the genocide in Gaza feeling like they could never vote for Biden again. And just to hear how heartbroken he was over how he felt like Democrats betrayed him. I think it's really important to remember those voices and remember how we got here.
Muslim and Arab American leaders are warning President Biden that he could lose their community's support over his positions on the Israel-Hamas war. The issue is especially acute for the White House in the battleground state of Michigan, which is one of the largest Muslim and Arab American populations in the country. Some people in Michigan say Biden has already lost their vote for 2024. NBC's Shaquille Brewster hit the ground there to learn more.
Adam Abu Salah worked on President Biden's 2020 campaign in battleground Michigan.
Yeah, I was working on Arab American engagement, getting people out to vote for Biden.
So committed that his Palestinian American parents put Biden 2020 on his birthday cake that year. But today, as President Biden shows unwavering support for Israel in the wake of Hamas's terror attack, Abu Salah says he's devastated.
Right now I have family in Palestine who's afraid for their lives, and Biden is doing nothing to stop it. I'm hurt for the betrayal that we feel from Biden, but I also feel like a little bit of guilt for what I've done.
Amid a humanitarian crisis and with the civilian death toll in Gaza rising, Muslim and Arab American community leaders warned the president's re-election support in Michigan could be in jeopardy.
They said that we had to save America from Donald Trump, and now we feel that we have to save Palestine from Joe
Biden. And this is Amr Zar, a comedian and a law professor from Dearborn, who's brilliant. But that thing that Adam said there about how he feels guilt for helping elect Biden, helping Democrats win in 2020, guilt over how that affected him and his family. I think about that all the time. And that's why my litmus test is so strict for candidates to support the end of Zionism if they want to get my support. Because if I'm putting myself in Adam's shoes, which is, I think, what we should all be doing, if you care about Palestine, if you care about Palestinians, if you have a heart, if you have a soul somewhere in there, you should put yourself in Adam's shoes. Imagine having helped Biden get elected believing he was going to end the war in Afghanistan, end wars in general, undo Trump's tax cuts, not start a genocide in Gaza, and then be so betrayed by the entire Democratic Party apparatus. There are no words for how that must have felt. And that's why my litmus test is so strict, that I would only support candidates who support the one-state solution, equal rights from the river to the sea, and what? The right of return of all Palestinian refugees and their descendants. I don't know if that's Adam's test or anybody else's, but I have the luxury, I think, of being stricter with my litmus test, as strict as I want to be. And it's also what's right. It's also about what's right. And that's why I think anybody, not just Dr. El Sayed, anybody elected to Congress, Zoran Mamdani, all of them, anyone elected in the House, Daria Lisa, Claire, any DSA person, any person who ran on ending the genocide in Palestine and an arms embargo owes it to Adam, to every single Palestinian American, to every single person who cares about Palestine. They owe them their seat. They owe them their power. And they owe them to not forget those people once they're elected and they get, because we've seen this movie before, right? After people get elected, they get complacent. All of a sudden, they're all about uniting with the party and being a team player and not really fighting for things. And I'm worried shitless about that because those people deserve better. We all deserve better. So thank you to the Uncommitted movement for making history and for making Joe Biden like fuck off from all of our lives. Thank God. Also, I updated the one and only, our very own one state solution tracker because I forgot to include Zoran in the last one. Zoran, I'm so sorry. It's not that I value being a mayor any less than being a House member. I apologize. Please let me know how I can apologize, where I should release my statement to your office. I apologize. Thank you for being on the right side of history with us. So we can see here all of the elected officials who support the one-state solution. We will update this tracker as we go along. Can't wait for it to get bigger and bigger. And for all of them to make room to more faces. Because I think yeah, I'm gonna have to make some room. But that's okay. That's okay. There's room for everybody. It's a big tent tracker. As long as you support the one-state solution and the right of return, you will be included. The right and left trousers here says, beautiful people. I agree. I already said, I think if they were all like cast in a sitcom from the 80s, I think it would be perfect casting. I don't know what the relationships to all of them would be. Maybe Rashida and Chris could be the parents to their 3 children. Milat, Daria Lisa, and Zoran. I don't know. I'll think about it. But they're very good looking is what I'm trying to say. They're Hollywood ready. And I think also having a soul and principles, like supporting the one-state solution, I think it just makes you naturally beautiful. It's good for your skin. It's good for your skin. You should try it. Everybody else? I'm looking at you, Bernie fucking Sanders. I can't believe he still has the audacity to not support it. Anyway, don't get me sidetracked. My God. So, okay. So there's a guy yesterday, not Dr. El Sayed, but there's a guy yesterday who won his House race in Michigan, a DSAer. And already, he's walking some of his promises back. He said already that he would support Hakeem Jeffries for Speaker. So I wanted to give him a little bit of a hard time with your help. With your help, if you're watching this. Help me give William this mop of hair. Help me give him a hard time. He needs it. He needs a little bit of a spanking. Let me show you why.
Well, you, during your campaign, called the Democratic Party establishment, quote, corporate funded and imperialist. Will you now accept financing from the Democratic
Fact check. True. Hello. Hello, somebody.
National Committee and other establishment groups?
Stop these stupid wars and stop these AI data centers. And the path to do all of that is by flipping Michigan's 7th district, because we know that Barrett is dramatically unpopular. He hasn't done the job, and he's going to go in November.
Well, you, during your campaign, called the Democratic Party establishment, quote, corporate funded and imperialist. Will you now accept financing from the Democratic National Committee and other establishment groups?
Certainly. We're all on the same page to defeat Tom Barrett and flip this district in November. And I look forward to welcoming the support of allies from across the Democratic ecosystem.
Absolutely. Certainly so. Yes, the most important thing is to beat a Republican. I'll take DNC money. I'll take DCCC money. Fuck it. I'll take health insurance money. He didn't say that. But just the flip here from promising not to take corporate PAC money, saying that the DNC establishment is corrupt. He didn't say that. He said they were imperialist. To all of a sudden, yeah, I'll take their money. I don't like it.
To get that done. I've said all along, and I stand by my pledge, not to take a single dime of corporate PAC money, but we're looking forward to raising the resources in every other way that is necessary to flip this district.
Okay, so he did say here, William, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. You said you're still not going to take corporate PAC money. But he would still take, trust me, he would still take PAC money. He would still probably take super PAC money, because this is an important House race for the Democratic Party to flippity flip in November. And if money helps him get there, he will take it.
Do you worry that if you, in fact, accept financing from the DNC, for example, that would open you up to allegations of hypocrisy, given how outspoken you have been against corporate funding? Is that not yet another extension of it?
You know, I got this.
And I have to say, the way he's like, he's giving himself, there's no delay between Michigan and wherever the Meet the Press studio is. I don't know. Is it New York? Could be. Who cares? Oh, no, it's probably Washington, D.C., right? There's no time delay between Michigan and Washington, D.C. You're not in another country. You're just stalling for time. Look how many, let's count together how many seconds. This is important. No, it's not. I mean, I'm just curious, honestly. Like, how many seconds he's taking to really, like, think about it.
Hypocrisy, given how outspoken you have been against corporate funding, is that not yet another extension of it?
You know, I got this question a few times in the district, and what I've said to folks is that, you know, there's no purity in politics, and we know that there's
no purity in politics. You just won. You just won. It's not purity in politics.
So much big money in politics, and if I didn't want to have anything to do with raising money by the millions of dollars, I would have never gotten into this race. But the good news,
what he's saying here really is, I'm not pure in terms of my politics.
is that there are Democrats around the country who are contributing to organizations like the DNC and others for the sake of putting a check on this president's out of control.
The DNC is just a mutual aid organization. They're accepting small dollar donations from people all across the country. Why are you against all of those small people who donate to the DNC? This is how we're gonna get money out of politics. I'm just saying, like, money isn't everything, right? Like, you can win your race. I mean, look, we saw this with actually Dr. Abdul said. Like, he was outspent by 11-1 by the Haley Stevens campaign, and he still won. It was a narrow win, 1%, but he won. He overcame the money that came out against him. So instead of trying to win without taking corporate money, he's saying, give me everything you can. There's no purity in politics.
Agenda and lowering costs for people here in mid-Michigan, and I look forward to doing that work.
Well, Senator Alyssa Slotkin, who once held the seat you are running for, congratulated you on your victory. She's thrown her support behind you. You had called her a warmonger at one point. What do you say to some of her supporters who might have hesitation about throwing their support behind you, given the past tensions?
Well, I'm thankful to Senator Slotkin for her support and for her tireless work to represent Michigan and previously this district in Congress. And along the campaign trail since last August, I've met a lot of people who said, I just loved Alyssa Slotkin. I still love her. And I love you for the same reason, because you work hard, you show up in the entire district, including the big cities and the small towns, and you tell it like it is. You're not here to play partisan games in Washington, D.C. You're here to do the work to represent the people of mid-Michigan. So I think we've got a lot of common ground in our approach to politics, and I look forward to working with her to take this district back.
You called her a warmonger not even a month ago. And now you're like, God, I love her. Can't wait to work with her on a Democratic Party agenda. You can't even bridge between the post-election you and the pre-election you. You have to sort of build to it. You can't just flip overnight. You have to, there's a more I'm sure there's an art to this, because you don't want to say, yeah, I still think she's a warmonger and she's a senator. Look at me playing devil's advocate against myself. He doesn't want to say, yeah, I think she's a warmonger. Still, I don't know what to tell you. Because she's a senator, he's a House member if he gets elected. She's also a CIA. You don't want to go against these people too much or at all. Right, Ryan? You would know, right, Ryan?
This is false,
But
false,
no,
false,
it's not false.
Ryan, I'm just echoing what I've heard, okay? This is not personal. So many people have said this. It's not just me. I don't know. You sound like you could be CIA. I'm just saying.
This is false,
But
false,
no,
false,
it's not false.
I believe you are protesting a little too much. So, you called her a warmonger? No, she's amazing. She works for the people. She's a fighter. She gets things done. Okay. From Seeking Truth in Canines, Shama quoted a Democratic strategist on exactly this point, that they will become the party. He basically wants his donations to be more layered. Shama's point, I think, it was so well said. It was something, correct me if I'm wrong, but was it every movement becomes the establishment at some point? I think we're seeing it. At least with William. I don't know about the other House members, but yeah. From Seeking Truth in Canine, take this district back to where? Into the depth, the depths of Hades, aka the Democratic Party. Take it back. Because after Slotkin ran for Senate, a Republican took over the House seat. Look, maybe he's being smart. Maybe he, because the conventional wisdom, this is what Ryan Grimm or any low-level strategist will tell you. In the primary, you run as left as you can get away with. But in the general, if you make it through the primary, you have to move to the center, aka move to the right, if you want to win a general election. Because you're trying to get Republican voters, you're trying to get, you know, centrists, moderates. So almost every candidate of my lifetime that ran a leftist primary campaign that wasn't in a safe blue seat, in the general, pivoted to the move to the right because they thought, or they think, it's going to help them get elected in the general, and they want to get elected in the general. Which is something I hope doesn't happen with any of these candidates, because we don't need more right-wing Democrats. And also that strategy is a failure. All you're doing is depressing the base, or the people who wanted to turn out for you, or who maybe turned out for you in the primary. You're just, by running to the right, you're just depressing them, and then they stay home and don't come out on election day. So I think that's what I'm thinking of Dr. El Sayed. I think he should be aware of that and be cautious not to run to the sprint to the center, or sprint to the right, because that is the conventional wisdom, right? If you're listening to strategists, that's what they're telling you. So I hope he doesn't listen. Let's hear more from William.
Well, just quickly before I let you go, you have said you would support Leader Jeffries as Speaker if you win, if Democrats win back the House in November.
He already said he would support Hakeem Jeffries. No concessions. Do you really think Hakeem Jeffries is going to put the block the bombs bill on the floor for a vote if Democrats take back the House? Why? Why are so many of them, not all of them? I think Daria Lisa was one candidate who did not say she would vote for Jeffries, but why are these newbies running, trampling over themselves to vote for Hakeem Jeffries? Oh my God, are you that desperate for approval? Were you not mothered as a child? Did you have a rough childhood? Are you looking for approval? Like, what is it? Because it's sad. It's sad. Are you desperate to belong, and you want to belong to the Democratic Party, and that's how you think you're going to get there? It just makes no sense.
I know that's a lot of ifs. Some other progressive House candidates, though, have said they would not support him. Why do you think he would be the best leader for Democrats?
Well, I just believe that he's the one who can unite the entire party to elect a Democratic speaker and to have a historic tenure rolling back the negative impacts of the Trump and Barrett agenda and delivering real economic security for the American people. So I look forward to voting for him to be the next Speaker of the House.
All right, William Lawrence, thank you so very much. We will be watching your race.
Okay. I don't like William, can you tell? I don't like you, Bill. I'm gonna call you Bill. Usually, nicknames or shorthanders, they're terms of endearment or affection. William, Bill. I'm gonna call you Bill, but in a derogatory way. You Bill. There's more. From Seeking Truth in K9. Look at me trying to multitask. Oh my God. From Seeking Truth in K9. Brianna just tweeted. Brianna Jo Gray, friend of the show, just tweeted that Will Lawrence intentionally let his DSA membership lapse. Let's play that clip. Let's run that clip, shall we, besties? From the right and left trousers, nice. Ryan, do you agree? Do you think this is nice?
This is false,
But
false,
no,
false,
it's not
false.
Oh my God, Ryan, we actually agree. I totally agree this time. Are we making progress in our friendship? Are we meeting each other? Have I moved to the center? Oh no, if I'm agreeing with Ryan, I need to check myself. I need to check myself and check in to an institution. I refuse to become ideologically coherent with Ryan Grimm. Oh no, I'm negatively polarized against that idea. So here's the clip. Seeking Truth and K9, I believe, referenced. I have not listened to it. So you're gonna get my unvarnished reaction. Are you sitting down? Hold on to your seat. Hold on to your seat. It's gonna get rough. It's gonna be a bumpy ride. From Seeking Truth and K9. You sound like you're in an abusive relationship. With Ryan Grimm?
This is false,
But
false,
no,
false,
it's not false.
Ryan denying it actually makes me believe you might have a point, seeking truth in canines. But thank you. Thank you for holding me accountable. Both of us. Bill, don't piss me off, okay? Don't piss me off. Just, I'm warning, I'm asking. I'm begging.
So, as I mentioned, this is a swing district. Democrats desperately want to flip the House. But last night, you won the primary with less than 45% of the vote, meaning most Democrats voted actually for someone else. Isn't that a position of weakness heading into the general election?
Thanks for having me on, Manu. We're feeling very strong. We actually built a coalition across every county in the 7th District, and we performed very well here in the Lansing area, but we also won Livingston County, where a lot of people said we would struggle. We won Eaton County, and we really put up impressive margins throughout the district. So I'm confident about our ability to move into the general election and take on Tom Barrett, who has done nothing but raise the cost of healthcare for Michigan families while voting for these disastrous wars that are hiking the cost of gas and groceries.
But Mr. Lawrence, you've called to abolish ICE at one point. And at one point, although you've walked it back, you called for defunding police. And you ran an organization that essentially helped develop the Green New Deal. I'm wondering about these very progressive positions and if you're concerned that they could turn off some swing voters in a district.
Such a stupid question. Such a stupid framing. But I really want to react. I feel the urge. I was going to overlook it, but I really feel the urge to say something about this. Framing opposition to war and death and killing people in the global south for imperialism, which I think Bill used to talk about. At least he used to say the word imperialism, so he at least virtue signaled. Framing opposition to war only in terms of, well, it's hiking up our gas prices. Like, I think that's the most selfish, brain dead, immoral way to frame the issue. Like, I just hate it. I think people like me or working class people who are opposed to war, we're opposed to it on a moral basis. And also, we can't forget that, you know, I think it was in 2016, they did a study of like the people in Michigan who voted for Trump over Clinton. And they found out that a lot of these people were actually from areas where the working class was really hard hit by having to serve overseas or be, you know, military families who lost people who lost family members in those wars, imperialist misadventures abroad because of policies that people like Clinton and the State Department under Obama, when she was a State Department secretary, when she was the Secretary of State. So people are opposed to war because working class people are disproportionately have to be the ones who bear the brunt of executing those wars and killing people. Not always, though. Graham Plattner was wealthy. He just joined because he wanted to have fun. He saw it as an adventure. But also, the opposition to war is a moral issue. It's not just, oh my God, my gas is $4 again. Fuck the war. Like, I don't know. Am I crazy for seeing opposition to war as a moral issue and not just like, oh, but my gas money is the most important thing in the world to me. I wake up in the morning and think about, gas being 30 cents more expensive. Like, it's just so fucking stupid. And also, if you're someone who's interested in transitioning us out of an oil-based economy into hopefully one day, other technologies or renewable technologies, that does mean that over time, not immediately, but like crude gas prices are going to be a little bit higher. So you're shooting yourself in the foot here by saying my opposition to war is because gas prices are going up. Because what you're really saying is you're never going to vote for any renewable technologies because you don't want gas prices to go up in any way, even a little bit. You know what I mean? Let me see. Let me get some clarity from my besties. I don't know. It's just now I'm getting angry at Bill again. Bill, you're making me mad. Can I send you my doctor's bill for higher blood pressure? From the right and left trousers here. Gas and groceries. In other words, kitchen table politics. In other words, reaffirmation of Thatcher's statement about how there's no such thing as society, just individual men and women and families. 100%. This is what he's doing. 1,000%. Oh my God. The fact that it's like a Thatcherite argument is so scary. It's so scary to me. It's like she's still with us. It's like her influence is invisible, but to the naked eye, but she's still here. Margaret, are you in this room with me right now? Please go away. But yeah, this pandering to individual rights, and sort of, it's also insulting to like working class people to think, it's like they think, oh, these peasants, all they care about is gas prices. So let me talk about opposition to war in terms that those idiot peasants, stupid working class people understand. All they care about is their pocketbook. Their pocketbook. I've never heard a working class person talk about their pocketbook. You have a wallet. Okay, you don't even talk about but their pocketbook, their checkbook. It's like these rich, wealthy, elite suburbanites think that you could only care about opposition to war if it affects your grocery prices, or if it's framed for you in those individualistic, selfish terms. I don't know. I really disagree with it. Maybe it's because I have more faith in people. I don't know. From Seeking Truth and Canine, that's the difference between liberals and the left. For liberals, it's a cost-benefit analysis. Ryan, you're a liberal. Is that true? What Seeking Truth is saying?
This is false,
But
false, false,
it's not false.
Okay, thank you for confirming it for us. The fact that you think it's false, I believe, means it's correct. It's which is also something that the right and left trousers said. Oh my God, it was so great. Let me see if I remember it from memory. Roses are red, violets are blue. If Ryan Grimm says something is false, 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 then it must be true. Oh. Let's sit with that poetry for a second. It's like the George Costanza episode in Seinfeld. Anyway, I don't want to talk about Seinfeld. That's a Zionist TV show. Forget I said that. Cut that out. from the Right and Left Trousers here, poet, friend of the show, bestie of the show. And they really focus on the anal element of analysis. I wish. From Fascism Watch here. I salute you as a peasant. Great adaptation. Salute to all the peasants out there who care about gas prices rising by 20 cents more than they care about people dying, apparently. Also, when Obamacare premiums go up by thousands of dollars every year, it's never framed in those terms of like, oh, it's hitting the pocketbook. It's always like, oh no, that's just the law. That's just the policy that Democrats passed. It's much, much, much worse in terms of affecting people's costs, the expenditure on healthcare, than 30 cents more per gallon in over gas. Just throwing that out there. Back to Bill.
That Trump carried in 2024.
No, we're building this campaign on face-to-face conversations with voters across the district who are sick of corporate-funded candidates, and they're looking for someone who is real and is going to fight for the working class against these.
They're sick of corporate-funded candidates, and that's why you said you'll take corporate money? To be clear, not corporate PAC money, but DNC is a corporate entity. The DNC is a corporate entity. Hello? That's corporate money too. Maybe he forgot that he said that. Anyway, he did a lot of interviews today, so maybe he forgot.
Billionaires in Silicon Valley and Wall Street. So we're finding tons of common ground on issues like stopping AI data centers, stopping these stupid wars around the world, and investing in housing and healthcare that we can actually afford.
Sorry. Oh my God. I'm sorry, guys. I really don't mean to pause it all the time, but like, even the idea of framing wars as stupid, it's not stupid. The people running these rackets, they know what they're fucking doing. I showed the graph here that showed how the countries with the top three countries with the largest oil reserves, crude oil reserves in the world, are number 1, Venezuela, number 2, Saudi Arabia, number 3, Iran. It's not stupid. It's a corporate agenda. It's not like Trump was like, oh, I'm so stupid, let me start a war. There are very calculated, smart sociopaths deciding which wars to pursue and when. They're not stupid. They're not stupid. And I really don't like this, like, lying to people because you think they're idiots who don't understand the nuances or the truth or don't deserve to hear the truth because it's not a good soundbite. I don't like it.
And count on. And those are issues that are bringing together Democrats, Republicans, and independents in every corner of this district.
So you have the support of Bernie Sanders, but you're not running as a Democratic Socialist, but you were once a member of the Democratic Socialists of America. When did you leave that organization and what drove you away?
I let my membership lapse because I just want to make very clear that I'm here to represent the people of this district and focus on the issues that are bringing people together. And we just want to stay laser focused on these issues that we're hearing concern about all across the 7th District, the cost of housing, the cost of healthcare and gasoline and groceries, and the fact that we have criminals, frankly, in government who are getting rich on the public expense, and there's no accountability. So we're here to unite the 7th District by beating Barrett in November.
So when did you leave the Democratic Socialists of America?
It was within the last month I let my membership lapse. I've got a lot of respect for DSA.
In the last month? So you were with DSA. Again, no love lost here for me in the DSA. I'm not joining. But you would literally join, go to meetings, be a part, let them canvass for you, let them endorse you. And as soon as you get elected, you stop being a member because you don't like the optics of being a DSA candidate. They helped you get in. That's so shitty. And also, it kind of shows, I don't know, like to me, it's a personality moment. It shows you what kind of a personality he has. Throwing you under the bus as soon as it becomes inconvenient or a talking point that he doesn't want to deal with. He doesn't want to defend DSA in any way, shape, or form. He doesn't want to talk about abolishing prisons or whatever policy positions they have that he doesn't want to support. As soon as he got elected, or maybe within the last month, I don't know. That's kind of an ambiguous way to frame that question. It could have been that he let the membership pass today, within the last month. It could have been 2 weeks ago. From the right and left trousers. I actually mistook the DSA for the DNC. You know what? You know what? That's an easy mistake to make. I mean, they're on the same at the end of the day, they're on the same side. Also from the right and left trousers. Not so slick Willie is tripping all over himself in these interviews. I can't tell you how unappealing his entire shtick is to me. It's not Buttigieg, right? Like, you know, Buttigieg is like a whole other level of repulsive consultant speak. But you can tell that William is like, you know, he's, I don't know if I like authenticity. I'm not getting a lot of authenticity here. That's all I'll say. From Fascism Watch, I am so tired of DSA plots. Plots, plants, dick riders. Actually, dick riding is a much more enjoyable way to pass the time than doing whatever this is. But I mean, even from, I know I've been shitty on to DSA, I probably will continue to be. But still, they're an organization that literally just canvassed for you. Like, you can answer that question much more diplomatically without throwing those people under the bus. Like, that's just weird to me.
And the work that they're doing around the country. But I felt a need to make it very clear that the platform we're running on here is the one that has come up based on the conversations we're having across the 7th District.
So did you let that membership expire because of the general election?
No, it's just because I want to make clear to my constituents that I'm here to represent them. And my one and only job is to represent the people of the district by stopping these AI data centers, stopping.
You can do all of those things while still being a member of DSA. Like, he's glitching. He's glitching here.
These stupid wars around the world, investing in a life we can actually afford.
But where do you differ from the Democratic Socialists of America?
You know, I don't want to comment on any, I'm happy to comment on any particular policy if you're of interest, but the point is that, no, I'm an organizer and coalition builder, and we are laser focused here on reaching all the voters across this district with an agenda which is really being built on the priorities we hear coming up locally.
So, Mr. Lawrence, this was a pretty contentious primary. The Congressional Black Caucus's political arm came out against you in 2020 because of comments that you made in 2024 saying that older Black leadership is a pillar for, quote, establishment, capitalist, imperialist American power. And those Black leaders, quote, defang the white left. Now, I know you said that you regret your word choice and the way that it's been portrayed has been taken out of context, but isn't that going to be harder to unify, to get the Congressional Black Caucus, to get the party behind you with comments like that?
As I've said, I regret those comments, and I look forward to having conversations very soon with members of the CBC to unite so that we can beat Tom Barrett in November. But additionally, I'm very proud of the work I've done alongside the Black community here in Lansing, especially on the issue of housing, where I've worked alongside Black-led organizations to stop unjust evictions, build affordable housing, and create pathways into homeownership. So I'm proud of that work and those relationships. We're going to keep building it here on the ground and begin to restore some trust in DC with some of the members you mentioned.
And one of the members of the Congressional Black Caucus is Akeem Jeffries. Have you spoken with him since you won? And do you plan to vote for him to be the next Speaker of the House?
I do plan to vote for him to be the next Speaker, and I look forward to speaking with him soon.
You haven't spoken with him yet. I'm just wondering if you and Abdul El-Sayed won last night, and you both have taken a very strong position against the Israeli government. You say that the U.S. must stop.
Okay, we'll get back to that answer. Do not worry. We're not forgetting you, Bill. I was not familiar. I told you guys, I'm watching it for the first time with you. I was not familiar with those comments about defanging the white left, blah, blah, blah. which honestly sounds it does sound kind of racist. So I just want to show you guys, I just looked this up, like what his comments were. Maybe we can read them together, so we have at least an understanding of what he said. Here we go. Alrighty. Alrighty. Progressive House candidate responds to criticisms over past comment about Black Democrats. The Huffington Post published Lawrence's comments from a 2024 episode of his podcast. Oh, he had a podcast. Another white guy with a podcast. Isn't that great? In which the Democrat accused some Black lawmakers of being a pillar, frankly, for establishment capitalist, imperialist American power. Oh God, he had a podcast. This is the real revelation for me. And here's the comment he made, so we can all read it together. It's a big problem for left politics in this country, and it gets us every single time, Lawrence said in the episode. It really defangs the white left and puts us in impossible positions, really. The Democratic candidate addressed this comment in a social media statement on Saturday, saying his words were taken out of context. Oh God. The way I made this point was clumsy, and I regret my choice of words. I understand the potential impact when received out of context. The way the story is being reported does not reflect my beliefs. Let's see here. Oh, and apparently he was also the co-founder of the Sunrise Movement, which worked very closely with Biden and endorsed Kamala Harris. Okay. Okay, here's more of the comment. The extent to which the older generation of Black political leadership are such a pillar, frankly, for establishment capitalist imperialist American power through their role as this kind of traditionalist establishmentist pillar of the Democratic Party, it's a big problem, Lawrence said at around the 41-48 mark of the podcast. It's a big problem for left politics in this country, and it gets us every single time. It really defangs the white left and puts us in impossible positions, really. Oh, sorry, you guys are stuck on this. My bad, guys, my bad. Here, let me show you. Let me show you the full comment. My apologies. So it's right here. Okay, so, you know, he was making a point about, I think, the Congressional Black Caucus. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see here. From Fascism Watch here. Part of the plan to make everybody lose time and also to slowly become mad, loco, burned. They laugh and do it on purpose because they always continue nonstop, always new scams. And I believe that is an assessment or an analysis or analysis of DSA. From the right and left trousers. This is why you can't go hard and then get cold feet. 100%. 100%. Because now he's endorsing Hakeem Jeffries for House Speaker. Maybe to virtue signal that he's not upset at the Congressional Black Caucus, that he's sorry for what he said, that he doesn't want to upset them. I mean, if your comments were taken out of context, say what you actually meant and stand by that. Otherwise, you're just a loser. I don't know. Our friends at the Hill, oh my God. Fascism Watch. I'm gonna start crying. from the right and left trousers. He's right, except how about just the left? There really is no material white left, at least not one worth preserving. 100%. I think that's why, yeah, like, I think that was, I think my issue with that comment. Like, there's no white left. I mean, and the people most sympathetic to leftist positions, like Medicare for all and taxing billionaires and all of these things, are working class people who are, by definition, a lot of them, most of them, people of color. So I don't know, like, what he meant by the white left, honestly. Like, I mean, I take the criticism of the, I think a lot of people have talked about the black leadership class, like people like Hakeem Jeffries and maybe Maxine Waters, who takes a lot of money from banking services and all of these things. Like, I just, yeah, anyway, I dislike Bill for many other reasons. So I don't want to get hung up on that point.
Arming Israel, accuse Israel of pursuing a genocide in Gaza. Is this now a litmus test for Democrats who want to win their primaries, especially in Michigan?
Certainly, people are sick of seeing more of our tax dollars go to fund war crimes in Gaza and in the West Bank, and this war of aggression in Lebanon, as well as this disastrous war that the U.S. and Israel have participated in together in Iran. They see that this is not making the American people any safer or more prosperous, and it's resulted in hundreds of thousands of casualties in Palestine and elsewhere. We've got to put a stop to this. We've all seen too much, and people are ready for candidates who are going to stand up to the war lobby.
We got to stop it. We got to stop all these war crimes. And that's why I'm voting for Hakeem Jeffries as Speaker of the House. One of the largest recipients of AIPAC money. But we got to stop it. I hate this kind of doublespeak. What are you actually... It's not enough to be against genocide. And by the way, of course, this would not surprise you. Bill has said nothing in this website. I did check about the one-state solution or the right of return of Palestinian refugees. None of that. None of that. It's just the FIDE agency, strategist-approved line of, there's a genocide in Gaza. What are you gonna do if you're actually a House member to stop it? And why would you vote for a House Speaker that takes AIPAC money? If you actually give a shit. You don't give a shit, Bill. Ugh. You're just a white person who was looking for a hobby.
And vote to stop arming Netanyahu's government.
I think I believe it right before the 2024 election, you referred to Alyssa Slotkin as a warmonger. I wonder, do you regret that word choice?
No, don't. Why would anyone regret this? He's gonna say yes. I know he's gonna say yes. I deeply regret everything I said. I think Alyssa Slotkin should run for president. Fuck it, she has my vote right now.
You know, I've been a fierce critic of the way that people in both parties have voted for forever war. I'm a millennial. I've seen one war after another in theaters all around the...
Don't pander to people, to millennials like me. I know what you are.
Globe for most of my life. And, you know, I will continue to be a fierce critic of those decisions and work to set our priorities straight as a country so we can invest in the American people instead of endless war.
And I suppose you haven't spoken to Alyssa Slotkin since you won.
No, but I look forward to speaking with her soon.
All right, we have to leave it there. William Lawrence, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. He just let his DSA membership lapse in the past month. Not sure exactly when. Could be today. Could be yesterday. Not a great look. Not a great sign. There's enough, you know, let me just throw and of course Bill, you are not part of this tracker. These are elected Democrats who do have the neoliberal tiers endorsement. So Ryan Grimm can't say that I hate all Democrats. That's not true. You know what it is?
Oh, this is false.
But
false.
no, it's not false.
That's right. That's false. Because I do support these people. One state solution supporters, Congressmember Rashida Tlaib, Zoran Mamdani, Chris Rab, Milat Kiros, and Daria Lisa, Avila Chevalier. Bill, you're not in the tracker. Honestly, even if you did come out in favor of the one-state solution, I'll have to add you into the picture, but I'll make you much smaller than the other ones. I mean, I have to put you. If you come out in favor of the one-state solution and the right of return, I would have to add you to the tracker. It's the tracker. It's my tracker. It's our tracker. But I'll make you smaller. Your picture. Maybe I'll make it so small that it's invisible, but I will add you. Because at the end of the day, this is bigger than me, than my personal beef with William, with Bill. Silly little Will. Guys, who do you think would be the next person to join the tracker? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. Maybe we can start like a lobbying campaign or like a phone banking or something to get more people to join us. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna play one last clip before I... Oh my god, look how quickly time flew. It's so much fun when I'm with you guys. Thank you. Thank you for coming tonight. Thank you for being in the chat. Well, this isn't over yet. Don't leave, please. Don't leave. Thank you for being here. Thank you. I love spending time with you, my nights. It's becoming like a fun little habit, doing it every night. Hope you're enjoying it too. Let's see. From I want to make sure I get all of your comments read. So let me scroll back up. From Fascism Watch, the Green Party are untrustable for me, even more so since they featured FD Signifier. I don't know who that is. I've heard the name. I don't know anything about them or beyond that. And I don't... I feel bad discouraging people from joining any third-party effort. But my experience of the Green Party is something I talked about before. I'll just say that. So I hear you. The left is pulverized in the USA and Canada. Yes, and the UK. Although in the UK, I believe they're making a little bit more inroads now, also because Palestine broke the Labour Party in ways that are very interesting, and that has given a boost to the Green Party in the UK. They're actually expected to make a lot of progress. We'll see how that shakes out. And also, they have a multi-party system. We have a two-party system, so it's actually easier, of course, in the UK for third parties to emerge and break that mold. And from the right and left trousers, I want to see candidates start pushing for a Zionism is racism line on their ballot positions too. Thank you. Thank you. And I think it really speaks to the intransigence, I think is the word, of all of the elected Democrats, that they refuse to even after they lost every single fucking branch of government, they still have not reassessed whether they need to abandon Zionism or to frame the issue of Palestine and Palestinian liberation in exactly those terms, because Zionism is racism. Like, you literally have the historical backing behind you, you have the moral backing behind you, you would have people behind you. If AOC tomorrow said, guys, I'm sorry, I've changed my mind about, first of all, about Iron Dome funding and all of these things, but also I believe now, starting today, that Zionism is racism, she would have support. She would have public support. They don't do that because they don't want to piss off people like Reid Hoffman, like billionaire Democratic Party donors who they've had dinners with and who they feel like they have relationships with, and the people who they might want to tap into when they run for higher office. And there are Zionists that these elected officials don't want to cross, and not even because they're threatened in any way. They are allowed to go against AIPAC. They're not allowed to go against Zionism. You see what I mean? AIPAC is sort of taking the fall, or like AIPAC is sort of the designated villain for the Democratic Party now, but they don't address the root cause of AIPAC and J Street and the weapons manufacturers who rely on Zionism as an ideology to continue making their profits. They're not allowed to go against Zionism. Only Rashida Tlaib, Congressmember Rashida Tlaib, my president, has been brave enough to do so. And I hope more people join her. And I really hope they're listening to this stream right now, the Rhino Left Trousers, and I hope they adopt the Zionism is racism line, 100%. I don't even think the Green Party sort of led with that necessarily. Although to be fair, I think Jill Stein did make Zionism a focal point, and how she talked about Palestine. But Zionism is racism is 3 words. It's very clear. It's straight to the point. So I agree with you, 1,000%. From Fascism Watch here, workers' unions are the ones who can play a huge role. Yes, and I wish we had stronger unions. I wish the Amazon union already had a contract. The Starbucks. Can you imagine if the Starbucks union, which started unionization efforts 6 years ago, can you imagine if they actually had a contract already? They would have had so much power to, like, unionize more stores all across the country, but also they would have been able to politically get more involved. But because they don't have a contract yet, because we have such unfair labor laws that disadvantage unionizing, and which Democrats did nothing to beef up or help when Biden was in power. I brought this point up before, that Joe Manchin was a co-sponsor of the PRO Act. But somehow, when Democrats had majorities in the House and the Senate, and Joe Manchin was in the Senate, somehow the PRO Act never got a floor vote. As soon as they're in power, all of these things that they say they believe and support go out the window. Which is why I think it's worth being skeptical of even the most... If you're hopeful about this recent slate of DSA election wins and Dr. Abdul Said winning, I think I am happy for you. And I think his victory does speak to the power of the uncommitted movement, which he is building upon. I think their work has been the catalyst that led to someone like him being able to win a victory in a Senate seat, which is a huge position, a very important position. And I hope he takes that to heart and doesn't pivot to the center before the general. And I have some more advice for him in just a second. I'll finish when I finish reading your brilliant comments. From Fascism Watch here, Free Palestine must be replaced by anti-Zionism. Yes, because Free Palestine, as we saw with Brad Lander, can be co-opted to mean, yeah, Free Palestine. That's literally what he did. Brad Lander went out there and said, Free Palestine. And Brad Lander, when he says Free Palestine, he means the Bantustan in the West, a Bantustan in the West Bank and the Gaza concentration camp, together being given the title of a state. That is not a Free Palestine, you fucking Zionist. Oh, I hate liberal Zionists. Oh, I hate all Zionists equally. That's why. I'm not, I don't want to pretend like I'm not, like I discriminate. All Zionism is racism. Maybe he can be in the spin-off. The spin-off to our sitcom. Let me show the tracker again. Look at them. Aren't they? Wouldn't this be a really great sitcom? Like Friends, or like a mixture between Friends and maybe Roseanne and maybe Married with Children. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, I would watch that sitcom. Okay, here's the pitch. Congressmember Rashida Tlaib and Chris Rabb would play the beloved parents, working class parents who live in a working class household, and they're raising 3 children. They're raising Zoran and Milad Kiros and Daryaliza Avila Chevalier. I would watch it. And if you have any ideas for the premise, let me know. Maybe we can even sell them on it. Who knows? And we can use the profits for mutual aid and to help people in Gaza. Just a thought, just an idea. On the political side, Free Palestine stays a symbol, but has been co-opted by liberal Zionists, 1,000%. 1,000%. It's more susceptible to co-optation. And look, because the co-optation is the name of the game for all of these people. Even Medicare for all is going to be co-opted somehow, some way, to say Cobra subsidies for all. Like, yeah, that's why you have to be so super specific and crystal clear and be unco-optable. 100%. Love to see your membership grow, Neoliberal Tears. Thank you. Thank you. Like I said, my plan was to delete everything from this channel as soon as I make it to 100 subscribers. I'm not trying. This channel will never be monetized. I'm literally just putting it out there into the universe so that a wayward leftist looking for something to listen to finds it and is like, okay, now when I'm vacuuming, I have something. Because I was sort of running into this thing of like, I don't have anything I want to listen to, and I need to listen to something while I'm doing chores, you know, cleaning up around. That's why I bring this up so much. I'm like, I'm not gonna listen to fucking Broken Points. I don't want to listen to that, and especially not the full fucking show. No, I refuse. I resist. So I thought, okay, so maybe I'll just start making content. Ugh, I hate using that word, but you know what I mean. But that's why I also have very strict guidelines. This channel will never be monetized in any way, shape, or form. I think that would take the fun out of it, so I don't want to do that. And also, I'm only talking about things that have to do with the one-state solution. Hence our beautiful tracker and sitcom stars, future sitcom stars. Okay, sorry. I need to be faster. I need to be faster. The biggest support for Israel, the top 50,000, all have investments and are fully profiting off of it financially. This is almost as good as blackmailing to keep this support, whether that's happening. 1,000%. And I think there's a writer, Sana Sayed, she was making that point exactly, that kind of like a lot of the Gulf states, but Israel is sort of not really a country as much as like money laundering for defense companies and weapons manufacturers. Like, and maybe I'll play the clip in a second. But that's a really important connection to make and to remember, especially because so much of the US-based economy is tied into weapons manufacturing and war, endless war. That's why we're not seeing wars end. It's not that Trump is stupid or that Netanyahu is telling Trump what to do. No. Defense companies, corporations, they're running the show. They're running the agenda. From the right and left trousers, I hope Al Said's one-state solution isn't the UAE. God. I love having people who are funnier than me in the comments, and you're all funnier than me. I love it. I love it. I need to step it up. From the right and left trousers, there's an episode where Crystal and Kyle come to visit. And their obnoxious and spoiled behavior causes hilarity to ensue. Oh my god. I'm writing this down. I'm writing this down. But how are they connected to the familia, to the main? Are they like the next door neighbors who like pop in every third act and they're very, very annoying? Kyle would be perfect in terms of being the annoying neighbor next door. Perfectly cast. I think we're onto something. I think we're onto something. From the right and left trousers, Medicare for all Israelis. That is triangulation. Right, that would be Hakeem Jeffries. He'll be like, guys, guess what? You asked, we hear you. We hear you. You wanted Medicare for all? We got something for you. It's not you, it's not for you, but it's for all Israelis and Ukrainians. I think the United States also pays for Ukrainians' healthcare. So that's what you get when you're a proxy state. So, look, I don't want to shit. I don't want to yuck anybody's yum. I saw a lot of people get very excited that Dr. Abdul Said overcame so much outside spending from APAC, from all the other AI, all the other piece of shit corporations, and I don't want to yuck their yum. I don't want to yuck people's yum. It was a big, huge victory. I'm only speaking from this sense of getting into office is not a win in and of itself. We saw this with Obama. Of course, his victory could not have happened without people who were opposed on moral grounds to the Iraq War, to all the other, to the disgusting policies by George Bush that had to do with tax cuts. Those people won by having Obama propel to victory. They won, their organizing was the reason he was able to succeed in the first place. And he betrayed all of them. I'm not saying Dr. Al Said will betray anybody, to be clear. I'm just saying we have to ask politicians for the things we want. And if we can, even if Republicans are gonna make crazy racist assumption, like, oh, Al Said is a socialist, he's a that's not, you can ignore, you know what you can do? You can respond to those bad faith attacks, and at the same time, you can also strengthen Dr. Al Said as a candidate by telling him where we want to see him be on our side, right? We can criticize him in good faith and without helping Republicans or whatever the fuck. No one here wants to help Republicans. I'm just really conscious of that binary, because someone like Krangrim would say, shut the fuck up, neoliberal tears. Now is not the time to criticize Abdul Said. It's not the fucking time. He's up against a Republican. Do you want a Republican to win? Do you want a Republican to win? Ryan, that's exactly what you'd say, isn't it?
Oh. It's just false,
But
false, false,
it's not false.
It's not false. So here's I'm gonna read to you what I tweeted to try to sort of strike that balance. And I tweeted it a few days ago, so before the primary was even a for sure thing. Abdul Said, oh, sorry, can you see it? I'll make it bigger. My bad. Size matters. I say that as a short person. Okay. Dr. Abdul Said will win the primary. It's not going to be close, which is why I believe people should push him in the general to join Rashida Tlaib and Zoran Mamdani and endorse the one-state solution and right of return. It's the moral position. It will also strengthen him. That's what I believe that. I believe it will make him a stronger candidate. I believe that all of these people who are disgusted with the Democratic Party over the genocide are going to be excited to show up on election day and vote for someone who supports the one equal state from the river to the sea, Palestine, and the right of return of all Palestinian refugees and their descendants. I believe that would make him a stronger candidate. But someone like Ryan Grimm would tell Dr. Al-Said, no, 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 this is a general. You have to pivot to the center. You have to, you can't pander to the left. No, no, no. You have to move, you have to shift a little bit to the right, just a little bit. You want to attract those Liz Cheney voters. You want to attract those previous Trump voters. The one-state solution is an easy sell on a moral basis, but also on a human basis. I can sell it to show me a Republican voter, like a regular working class person. I can persuade them to support the one-state solution. I've had those conversations. I can do it. I can do it, and I believe Dr. Al-Said can do it too. I believe he can do it. He's smart. He's way smarter than me. I think he should support the one-state solution. I think it would make him a stronger candidate. I think it would tie right in with all of these things that he cares about from a universal perspective, universal healthcare. And I'm worried that leftists instead, like Ryan Grimm, friend of the show, are gonna base all of their analysis and punditry and feedback to Dr. Al-Said as just attack Mike Rogers. Just attack the Republican. You're not the Republican. You're better than the Republican. You're better than the alternative. You're better than the alternative. And people will show up for you because you're better than the alternative. And that's why. Your name is already Al-Said. You don't have to come out as anti-Zionist. Your name is Abdul Al-Said. You don't have to be for the one-state solution and the right of return. I disagree. I'm biased, but I disagree. Dr. Al-Said, if you're listening to this, I would love nothing more than to add you to our beautiful tracker. You would be the first senator on our tracker. Isn't that exciting? Hey, I think it's very exciting. I think you should join us. And I was going to say, if you need any advice helping to sell the one-state solution to Republican voters, he doesn't need my advice. He's smarter than me. He gets it. So I made my case, right? From the right and left trousers, there's an Airbnb mix-up. Oh my God. Are you guys talking about the... Okay. I don't even want to say it because Ryan Grimm will come after me. Timing is from Fascism Watch. Timing is everything for the Grim Reaper, especially election time. Don't fuck with my Don't fuck with my Democrats. When we're about to make it to the general, don't fucking criticize my fucking Democrats. Ryan, you're losing sleep over this, aren't you?
Oh, this is false.
But
false.
no, it's not false.
I don't know. I'm just saying you look a little bit tired. I'm just looking out for you. I want you to be healthy. From Fascism Watch here. He's a Bernie boy. He will do for sure. Yeah, so Dr. Al-Said wrote a book with Bernie Sanders. He got his endorsement very, very early on. And I think he is very aware that Bernie is to this day a Zionist. When Bernie was asked very plainly if he supports equal rights from the river to the sea, he said no, because then Israel would not exist. And that was such a shitty thing to say. I mean, fuck him forever. I'll never forgive him for that. But I think Dr. El-Sayed wanted Bernie's endorsement. Of course, who wouldn't want Bernie's endorsement? It's a huge boost to the campaign. To people who might have heard of only Bernie and don't really follow the news, he wanted Bernie's endorsement. You got it. You're allowed to diverge from Bernie on the most important moral issue of our time, which is the genocide in Palestine. You're allowed to disagree with Bernie on the one-state solution. He won't unendorse you. Democrats have to win Michigan. So Dr. El-Sayed, if you're worried about losing Bernie's endorsement, if you come out in favor of the one-state solution, don't be. Democrats need you more than you need them. They have to win Michigan to retake the Senate. Trust me. From the right and left trousers here. As a doctor, my prescription is one equal state. I hope so. I hope so. Remember, as much as you love a politician, it's really important to always be able to criticize them in good faith. Or if they're AOC, you can criticize her in bad faith too. I give you permission. Because without criticism from the left, all they're hearing nonstop, 24/7, is all the bullshit attacks from and the criticisms and the feedback from the right. The right is trying always to drown Democrats in so much noise, so many New York Post articles, so much, rabble-rousing from Fox News, that's all their head has space for. That they want to basically drown them in propaganda. So they have no choice but to pander to the right. And I think on the left, it's our responsibility to offer criticisms of candidates even when they're up against a Republican. Just my opinion. Anyway, thank you for being with me. Thank you guys. Thank you to the VIPs of the show. Seeking Truth in K9. The Right and Left Trousers. Fascism Watch. I love you all. Oh my God, and thank you for not letting me forget. Our nervous system regulation segment. Hey. Because come on, we have to regulate ourselves somehow, right? It's fun. It's fun. It's good for the soul. I'm sorry for forgetting to do that on certain occasions. Ryan Grimm just pisses me off so much. It just slips my mind. So here's a beautiful woman who made friends with a crow. Did you know that crows are one of the most intelligent creatures out there? That they have really long-lasting memories? They get a really bad rap because of their black appearance and all of these stereotypes about witchcraft and that kind of shit. They're actually super friendly, and they're very loyal. So let's see this friendship play out.
Okay, I don't even have words to describe what this feels like. Okay, we're about a week into this crow landing on my head situation. Oh, okay. Hello. Yes. The saga, should I say the crowmance, continues. Here you go. You just want. One is not enough. Oh my goodness. And this is actually different crows that are landing on my head. Okay, how many do you want?
Oh my God, I didn't realize it was different crows and they're all landing specifically on top of her head. Like they could land on the shoulder or like anywhere more. No, they're choosing they found a landing spot. You know, like helicopters when they look for like landing on top of buildings. Bloop. From Fascism Watch here, yes, love crows. My cats less. Oh, your cats don't love crows? Because maybe they see them like a prey animal, like they have to chase around. I'm so glad you love crows. I love crows too. They're so smart. I've also heard of like, crows that like when they're grateful for a human giving them like food, sometimes they bring little gifts back. So like something shiny, like a piece of glass, because they think of it as high value, even if it's shitty. In the crow's mind, it's like, oh, it's sparkly. Let me give it as a thank you present to the human who is feeding me. I just think that it's so clear that animals have like sophisticated emotional lives, and I wish they would take control over the earth. I don't know how to make that happen, except praying. From Fascism Watch, they are equal force and tactical. My cat. I love that. Yeah, they're very tactical. That's so true. My cats fear them, but could also eat them. Oh, that's a good combination, though. Maybe a respectable stance. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They're because cats are naturally inclined to chase anything that flies. You know, it's in their nature. They're hunters. And crows are birds. So, it would be very hard to bring peace between and socialize those two species. So I understand the heartbreak in terms of you and your cats not being able to enjoy the company of crows the way this lovely lady does. So, anywho, I hope that was helpful. Hope all of tonight was helpful to you in whatever shape, way, or form. If I helped you through taking your dog out on a walk or cleaning the litter box or vacuuming, I really, really hope that you enjoyed this. I enjoyed it. I'll see you tomorrow because I love you all. And you know what I'm going to say? Free Palestine. And fuck Ryan Grimm, right, Ryan?
Oh, this is false,
But
false,
no,
false,
it's not
false.
No, I'm just messing with you. Free Palestine. From the river to the sea.